I do read your comments, and I appreciate them. But on the welding channel or playlist, um, some of the comments I get make me realize that some people apparently think I'm an expert in welding and machining. I want to set that record straight. I am not. Um, I am a rank amateur. Um, so while I'm hoping people will get out of the videos about welding and the lathe and stuff I'm doing as a hobby, would be to encourage people to do the same without being intimidated. Um, I've watched many fine videos about how to weld and how to operate a lathe and machining in general. Most of which are so far beyond my skill level as to be intimidating. But I've gotten a lot out of it, and I certainly recommend those to anybody who wants to do this and get into these things as a hobby. So I guess the value, if any, of this particular playlist is to encourage people to do it. Now, you should follow all the best practices when it comes to safety. And I don't always do that. And I've got some scars to prove it. But safety is your responsibility. Your safety is not my responsibility; it's yours. And when you're welding or operating machinery, if you do so in an unsafe manner, you're likely to become injured. But that's your choice to make. And anybody with half a brain should know that if you're melting steel, you best safeguard yourself. And one of the less obvious thing is the use of a respirator. When you're grinding, cutting, welding, machining, depending on the material you're using, there can be a lot of toxic stuff that you don't want to get into your lungs. This comes from somebody who smoked for 30 years. Not anymore. I quit smoking in 2005. But at any rate, I just want to set the record straight on that. This is, and the skilled people who come across these videos may get a good laugh out of my misadventures. But I want to encourage anybody who's interested in that to do so. The other thing is a lot of people don't seem to understand what I'm all about. That is my objective. I aspire to be an artist making art out of scrap metal. It remains a big question whether I'm an artist in anything, but at any rate, that's what I'm aspiring to be. So, for example, in using the lathe, I understand that for most people, they want to do precision parts. I don't. In fact, so far, the biggest use I've had out of the lathe is turning otherwise useless junk like scrap pieces of rebar or scrap pieces of threaded rod, because these things are in abundance and very cheap, into something smooth, something I can use in a work of art. Just like welding, I just love to watch the metal melt. I mean, that's just so incredible. I feel like Zeus, with the lightning bolts. And the thing with the most fun in that department is my plasma cutter. I mean, that's the most amazing thing to see how that just cuts through metal. But at any rate, be that as it may, please view my playlist, my welding playlist, in that context. I do appreciate technical suggestions, some of which I actually follow, and some I just absolutely ignore, but somebody else watching the video may learn something and appreciate the comment that I didn't feel like applied to my objective. But anyway, that's all I have to say this morning. Just want to make that clarification. The main thing is be safe. Try to keep all your fingers and toes and your eyes and all in good health. It's hard to do any of this if you're blind or otherwise badly injured. Certainly takes the fun out of it. Take this from somebody who set his foot on fire from the plasma cutter. It took about 4 months for that to heal. And it wasn't a laughing matter. What can I say? So for the person who in the comments suggested I use better shoes, well, usually I do. I'm 76 years old, so I'm sort of set in my ways. And I'm a bit of a risk taker too, from flying airplanes to racing motorcycles to racing cars to military, this and that. So in that regard, I guess I'm not very much of a role model, but it is what it is. All right, we'll do it safely, and till later.